right, people, let me show you this. Let me show you something really beautiful that just came out of the US. Actually, it came out last week, but I didn't get a chance to make a video up until now. Look at this. You know what that is? That's Governor DeSantis of Florida. He has just banned Sharia law from the state of Florida. Let me read that to you. So Governor Ron DeSantis signs legislation to combat terrorist groups and ban Sharia law in Florida. So what does that mean? This is a legislation strengthening protections against the application of foreign and religious laws, including Sharia law, that violate constitutional rights and establishing new safeguards against terrorist organizations operating in Florida. Better late than never, I guess. But what does that mean? What happens when you don't pass legislations like that? Legislations like that are actually a message to your adversaries that, hey, you know what? We have a constitution, and in our constitution, we have something called free speech that you goat herders might not be familiar with, but in our great country, i.e. the United States of America, it is a fundamental American value that sets us apart from the rest of the world. I'm sorry, I have to include even European countries in that because the UK has been trying to pass the Islamophobia bill. What does that mean? Don't criticize Islam. I know they say that it's about protecting Muslims. Muslims and Islam, they go hand in hand. Okay? So don't criticize Islam. Even if we have to curb your free speech, sorry, tough luck. So they have relinquished their values to appease a hostile, aggressive foreign culture. The same thing has happened in Australia as well. We've got these hate speech laws. And funnily enough, in those hate speech laws in Australia, you can say mean and cruel things about other communities, i.e. the Jews and the Christians, as long as it is in a religious context. See how pathetic that is? It is so pathetic. Most of the hate that comes from Muslims towards Jews and Christians and polytheists like Hindus, it is religious in nature. So when Muslims say that we're going to have to kill the Jews and even the rocks and stones will be saying that there's a Jew hiding behind me, come and kill it, how a hatred that is religious in nature should be excluded from hate speech laws? There shouldn't be any hate speech laws anyway. I'm American-style free speechist, okay? I'm not a free speech absolutist, though. I don't believe that you should be able to say anything you want. Like, I shouldn't be able to say, we need to rise up and we need to start blah, blah, blah. I don't think we should be saying that, especially in this day and age of social media. But it shouldn't be black and white either. So anyway, it is about sending a signal to your adversaries. So Muslims, I forgot the name of the state. There was a Bangladeshi American. Actually, no, he wasn't even born in America. I think he was a first-generation Bangladeshi immigrant. Yeah, there you go. Breaking. Democrat Muslim Virginia senator introduces a bill to make Islamophobia a hate crime and to track Americans in a hate crime database who disrespect Islam. The bill directs the Virginia State Police, the Attorney General, and the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, DEI, to track and catalog these cases in a hate crime reporting system. Look at the guy's name. Saddam Aslan Salim. Saddam Hussein, a Democrat representing, of course he's a Democrat. The bill formally inserts a definition of Islamophobia into Virginia's assault and battery laws. It's a bill, so I don't know if it's going to pass. I hope it doesn't pass. But the only way to discourage that from happening, you have to pass laws like the one passed by Governor Ron DeSantis. And he's not the only one. Last year, Governor Abbott, he also signed a similar law. Governor Abbott signs law banning Sharia compounds in Texas. Abbott today ceremonially signed House Bill 4211 into law to ban residential property developments like Epic City. They were trying to build their own little enclave, their own ghetto, so to speak, where no non-Muslims will be allowed. They even spoke about it. They said, oh, we're going to start putting these fees for non-Muslims that they would not want to come and live amongst us.
79-acre land. So like you said, brother, masjid, homes, a total Muslim village. So we're still debating on the name, but it's going to be something Muslim name and a village attached to it, right? The names of the streets, Khalid ibn al-Walid, Tariq bin Ziyad, like all the great conquerors. Like people need to Google those conquerors and know like what are we made of. Yeah, like
Islamophobes, they're burning, bro.
Google Tariq bin Ziyad, you know? And then we want to have different sections like Andalusia, this, that, like all our past glories, and we want to bring it back. The way what we're doing, brother, like you cannot make it exclusive, like non-Muslims not allowed, kuffar not allowed. What we're doing, there's something called association fee. I don't know what it's called in Dubai. Like your maintenance fee that you pay yearly, cutting the service fee, to cut the grass, to remove the snow and whatnot. So that service fee will put there 75% of the service fee you're paying goes to the masjid.
So they will automatically not want to come.
Automatically, if you are a practicing Christian, I would advise you, why help the Muslims, you know? Let Muslims do their own thing, right? So this is the way we're going to put the clause. And our attorney already put it there.
Anyway, that's what they were planning. They were openly talking about it. From creating Sharia compounds and defrauding and discriminating against Texans. Yeah, that's where the discriminating part comes, because non-Muslims will be discouraged to come to the epic Muslim city. So guys, that's a good thing. That's what we need. If you want to stop the spread of Islam, then this is exactly what we need to, because whether you like it or not, Islam is coming. Islam is spreading. It is so corrupt. It has infiltrated almost every segment of Western society, whether that's Britain, Australia, or America. I'm sure it's the same in Canada. They have infiltrated every single segment of our society. And while they hate America, they chant death to America, yet their children, their nieces, their nephews, their grandchildren, they live in America. Have a look at this next story. This is Qasem Soleimani, the guy Trump killed in his first term in 2020.
This is 6 years after President Trump ordered the strike that took out Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. The feds are now kicking his niece and his grandniece out of the United States, where they have been living the high life.
Look at this. Hijab for ordinary Iranian women. Women like Mahsa Amini got murdered for showing a strand of hair. And look at this. And not just of any person. This guy, Soleimani. He was the head of the Quds Force. They have erected his statues. This guy is revered in Iran. Mujtaba Hussain, the new supreme leader, he has an undeclared property in London. They're all corrupt. Sacrifices for ordinary people while they enjoy power. These guys are enjoying power in Iran, and their children are enjoying extreme luxury in foreign countries like America and Europe. You can't hate these people enough, and you can't hate the people who live in the West who twerk and simp for them. You can't hate them enough too.
Over the last many years, Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been all over this effort, and he posted this. Until recently, Hamadeh Soleimani Afshar and her daughter were green card holders living lavishly in the United States. Afshar is the niece of deceased Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani. She is also an outspoken supporter, says the Secretary of State, of the Iranian regime.
The supporters, can you believe this? Look at the way she's living, and she's a supporter of the regime. And I have seen a couple of Iranian women who are dressed in revealing Western clothes according to their standards, and they're simping for the Islamic regime. And I'm like, what's going on here? Then I worked out, oh, so because they're the relatives of the people from the Islamic regime, that's why they're simping for them. Every other Western-looking Iranian, they hate the Islamic regime.
Shar is the niece of deceased Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani. She is also an outspoken supporter, says the Secretary of State, of the Iranian regime, who celebrated attacks on Americans and referred to our country as the Great Satan. This week, I terminated both Afshar and her daughter's legal status. They are now in ICE custody, pending removal from the United States.
And dump them in Iran. But it's not just them. Of course, yeah, they were only green card holders, so it was easy to cancel them. But there's so many of these people. They're literally twerking for the Islamic regime. They're still praying for America's defeat. They wanted American soldiers to die just so they could rub it in Trump's face that, this is an illegal war. Just because of Trump derangement syndrome, they are wishing death upon American soldiers who are doing nothing other than fulfilling their duty obligations. That's how crooked these people are. I've had enough. Seriously, I can't believe this. At least, okay, the Iraq war, I think we shouldn't have had the Iraq war. I'm a massive supporter of the Afghan war. But during the Iraq war, I did not see Americans cheering for Saddam Hussein or people who were loyal to Saddam Hussein. I don't remember seeing that. It was a different world back maybe 20 years ago. Rot has gone so deep into our society that you need to bring back treason law. So, as I said, like Mehdi Hasan, he's a clear Islamist simp. He's not even just Trump derangement syndrome. He hates Biden as well. He hates Bill Clinton as well. He hates everyone. He hates all Americans. He hates the state of America. He's a full-on, hardcore, radical Shia Islamist extremist. Because he's a clever talker, he's just put on this garb of a far-left, wokey liberal. Bro, you believe in flying donkeys. You believe in burqas and has anyone seen his wife? Let's have a look. Mehdi Hasan, wife. No. Actually, no, that's not his wife. No. No one has seen his wife. Oh, there you go. So in a recent social media post from October 2025, he's been in public eye for nearly 20 years. Hasan mentioned being married to a brown woman. He also occasionally mentions his family life, such as in April 2025, Instagram post, blah, blah, blah. No one's seen his wife, okay? No one's seen his wife. Mehdi Hasan is a hardcore radical Islamist Shia, okay? He is an American citizen, unfortunately, but he hates America. He loves Gaza. He loves Hamas. He loves the Islamic regime of Iran, doesn't waste any opportunity to simp or twerk for the Islamic regime of Iran. And that's not just Trump derangement syndrome. He hates all of America. I'm telling you, no matter who it was, he would have hated them. Yes, he usually throws his support behind the Democrats because they're the only idiots who will refuse to see his true colors. That's why he pretends to be a lefty. He's not a lefty. He's not a woke. He is a radical Islamist. So my question to Marco Rubio is, what are we going to do about people like him? These guys are traitors. Cenk Uyghur, Anna Kasparian, at least they pretend that they care about US soldiers. They have a strong Israel derangement syndrome. I guess we can't really do anything about that. But those people who genuinely hate America, let me show you some of those people. I have to show you in order for you to understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like this guy.
America is the cancer. America, the American government, secularism, democracy, capitalism, these are cancers.
The reason why I'm saying that we need to bring back treason laws, because these guys are not just uttering words, okay? They have networks. They are associated with people. These people should be properly investigated. I understand the free speech argument, but again, this is not a lefty woke person using his free speech rights for the betterment of America in his worldview, okay? He thinks that, okay, once we open borders and everyone is going to sit together and sing Kumbaya, that's the la-la land that they live in. We can't really do anything about it. We can just hope that one day life experiences are going to teach them something and they will become more sane as they get older. But the guy that I just played you, nothing is going to change him. He is loyal to Islam, which is antithetical to America, Americanism. It's antithetical to it.
My ultimate loyalty is not to any nation. It is to the creator of nations. It is to Rabbul Alameen.
They have different ambitions for America. So that is treason. These guys should be investigated. Have a look at this.
I need to talk to you about something super serious, and it's this right here, like burning the American flag. It's just, wallahi, it's a beautiful sight, but it's not enough. We need
Wallahi, meaning by Allah.
to burn down every capitalist and imperialist system that exists. We need to burn the US government, aka global terrorist organization, down to the fucking ground. We can no longer allow the worst, most violent, evil, disgusting people to lead us because they're going to continue making the world a waking nightmare for everybody. So go ahead and keep burning the disgusting, blood-stained, genocidal, shitty United States flag that was created by slave owners. I could give two shits, but also make sure you're doing your part to dismantle all of the systems that make all of these atrocities in the world possible. Okay, thank you, and free Palestine.
This woman may look like she's a bit confused. She's probably a lefty Marxist, but she said wallahi, and again, it's pro-Palestine. Why is it that all these Marxists have a soft spot for Palestine, but not for the people of Iran who've been butchered by this brutal, tyrannical regime? Because that's done in the name of Islam, or Shia Islam at least. So Marco Rubio needs to do something about these people as well. Maybe not Marco Rubio, because you can't really cancel American citizenship that easily, but America has to come up with solutions fast. America has to do something about homegrown, indigenous, anti-American traitors. I think the solution is very simple. Bring back treason laws. Not just for speech, but also look at it, who they're involved with. She's not just speaking. She's probably a young woman, an activist, the other guy. They probably have connections. They probably are involved with organizations like this one. Have a look at this guy. This guy from Muslim Brotherhood is simply telling you what they want to do to America.
What is our collective strategy? What is our vision for the world? Projects for world reform. At least that is what dawah means. Now,
dawah means Islamic proselytization. So they say they want to reform the entire world from the Islamic perspective, i.e. have Sharia everywhere. That's what Governor Ron DeSantis did. We need that in every single American state.
we need to think strategically. to dominate the entire world.
To dominate the entire world.
And we lay things in a strategic way and according to our beliefs.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored this ummah with a responsibility.
Ummah means Islamic community. So he's saying Allah, their God, has given a special responsibility to the Muslim community, which is
to carry the message of Islam to the whole world.
We are in a transformative phase, and that what is to come is going to be totally different from what we have left behind. Now, how long that transformative phase is, only Allah knows.
They genuinely believe that the old Western world, because currently the Western world is the top dog of civilizations, that'll be gone and it will transform into Islamic-led world. Don't get me wrong, it is their delusion, but we can't take them easy. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't do anything. You still have to recognize the threat and then work out a way to eliminate it. Canceling green cards of anti-Americans is one thing. That's a good step. I'm not going to knock it back. Well done to Marco Rubio. But what about those who carry the American passport? Bring back treason laws. I think America has only given death sentence to just one person, and that was also during the Civil War in the 19th century. So America doesn't give out death sentences. Even during World War II, that some people were tried for treason, and I think a couple of people spent life in jail, but some were pardoned later on, because it is a crime of conscience. I get that. But the world we are headed towards requires these drastic actions. We're going to have to start doing unprecedented things if we want to maintain our countries the way they were. Because you heard the guy. These guys are coming. They're not going to stop. And you've already seen them in Iran. They're not afraid of dying. This is a death cult. They are so steadfast in their delusion of martyrdom that they don't fear death. Even after the ceasefire, the supposed ceasefire, which I said that it's not going to last very long, they've started infighting. The regime has started falling apart. Hardliners are saying, how dare you? We don't want a ceasefire. We want martyrdom. So these guys are not going to stop. That's why we are under no obligation to show them any mercy.